Finney. Probably like a hipster would be my classification. And then I'm 39. I'll be 40 in December.
That was the most hipster answer, I think.
Well, no, because real hipsters say that they're not hipsters. It's part of being a hipster is you have to say you're not a hipster. But yeah, but you know. So I took a long break to be in full-time mission work. You know, I thought doing full-time missions work was something I was going to do for the rest of my life, and I ended up kind of in the training section of that. Being in training is great, but I ended up kind of feeling like I was a missionary that was never around anybody that thought any different than me. So I started going to just use Starbucks as a second office just to get off the campus and get around people that weren't like me, you know. And so I became good buddies with this Episcopal priest. He knew about the training school I was working with, School of the Bible, the continuing education, Bible school for missionaries. And so he would always try to find out if we had anybody graduating that he could snag for college ministry, and then it just ended up being me. That 15-year sidetrack, I think, was something that was really necessary to put me, to change how I thought about what it means to be a follower of Jesus Christ. After a semester of just being this old guy coming onto campus trying to talk to students, you know, it kind of dovetailed with my goals to get in education and then also just being able to connect with students to go back to school as a student. And so I started out as a history major, but then when I accidentally took an English class, it seemed like literature got me inside of the heads I wanted to get into in a way that I found more compelling. I make jokes about being old, but honestly I don't feel old. People always tell me, and I don't know if they're just trying to be flattering or nice, but people think I'm in my 20s all the time. I'm about to turn 40. But part of it, I think, is because I started in missions and training when I was in my early 20s. And then so every year I would get a year older, but the classes I would work with would stay around college aged. And so basically for 15 years, I've been forgetting that I've been getting older because the people I've been working with have stayed the same age. I start my classes early. I pick early classes on purpose because, as Father Matt and as St. Francis of Assisi would say, it gets brother ass out of bed. Sometimes I'll help get Oliver ready for school. Usually Callie is mostly doing that, but I'll get up, get to school by 8, 9:30 on Tuesdays. A lot of times on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'll meet a student for coffee or breakfast before school, and I try to connect. The goal is to connect with 2 to 3 new students that I haven't had coffee or breakfast with before each week, just to meet more people. To give people a chance to kind of find out what we're about, what God's doing through the ministry, and just to give a chance for relationships to form that way. To hang out for a little bit after class, to just be able to allow time for the natural relationships to form, and then hopefully people will see something that will be some sort of embodiment of Jesus. And mid-morning or afternoons, either I'll get together with more students. Sometimes I'll study. Sometimes I'll do some of my communications work with the church, which is publishing a podcast, doing things for the website, working on a letter. I could be practicing worship or getting some sort of a worship thing ready. Afternoons, I usually pick up Oliver and then spend time with him doing homework and things like that. A lot of times I'll be the one that cooks dinner too. So you get to squeeze studying in between all these times, or do it late at night or early in the morning. The Wednesday is spent doing a lot of contact work, inviting people to come to the Thursday night meeting. And with the Thursdays, what we've tried to model it around is that I want to get away as much as possible from the whole guru doling out all of the information, one guru doling out the information to everybody kind of thing, You know, when I started doing the ministry, I felt like God wanted me to have it table-centered rather than stage-centered. There's something to being in somebody's home. There's something to being around, and there's something ancient and historical and time-honored and almost magical about eating a meal with somebody. And then out of that, then coming and having something where we watch and learn something together. We had, a total this year, we had about 44 different people that came throughout the year at different times. So I would say towards the end of the year, we had a core of about 7 or 8 that were fairly regular, and then a rotating cast of about 10 others that would come. But when people find something compelling, and hopefully it's Jesus and not a program they find compelling, and they want to bring their friends, that's what I would like to see more of in the coming year. I do want to do things like I want to get an interview in the Talon. I want to advertise in the Talon. I need to get some posters up on campus just to create more awareness. Sometimes I get a little bit stoic with it. You know, you pull up the bootstraps, you tighten the belt, you do what needs to be done. You know, sacrifice sleep sometimes. A lot of it is just that I have an incredibly supportive wife that really helps with a lot. I mean, she almost single-handedly gets the house ready on Thursdays while I'm getting other stuff prepared. The biggest thing is I'm working on getting better at managing my time. You know, I'd like it to be that that it doesn't put stress into my family's life and my life, to be able to have regular quality time with the family. You know, I refuse to sacrifice my family for ministry. There are times that, you know, I fall short in giving the attention that as a parent and as a husband that I need to give. So, but I think that it's a doable thing, and I'm growing in that area, and so I'll just continue to grow.
To keep Mr. Plankton from stealing the secret Krabby Patty for